Actually didn't plan on painting landscapes. It sort of happened. I was studying figurative art, and I was doing a lot of nudes and a lot of studio work with figures. And then one day I took this class where I painted outside. I remember it was like a Thursday morning, and I was outside in the sun painting. And I thought, oh, this is great. You know, I could do this all the time. What I love about landscape painting is because of all the distractions of painting in nature and painting the sun moving and the weather changing, there's this like focus that you have to get into. That lost time phenomena where you think it's been 10 minutes and it's been 2 hours. I think a lot of people are kind of lucky if they get into that every once in a while, something like that. They get that focused and that enthralled in something, and that happens quite often when I'm painting. You know, I'd say like 80% of the time. You know, you just go to a different place. You know, I always had this idea that someday I would paint, and you know, I'm really glad I didn't wait until I was like 65. I always joke, thank God I didn't know how hard it was or how long it was going to take me to reach a level of proficiency that, you know, I'm kind of comfortable with. If I would have known it was going to take, you know, 10 years before I started liking my paintings, I'm not sure I would have made the decision. But so I was blissfully ignorant. A little scary to make a decision and then realize that it's the wrong one. But I mean, that's, you know, you have to take risks. I do some teaching, and what I just always reassure my students that I've done hundreds of really bad paintings, and that's just how you get here. That's how you get to a point where you're confident enough to take chances. I could try and figure out a market or figure out like what would sell or what would, you know, but what if I'm wrong? And then not only am I not selling, I have a bunch of paintings that I don't even like. You know, I mean, what's the point in that? I only put out in galleries or in my studio or in competitions, I only put out paintings that I genuinely kind of have an affection for. A lot of the work I've been doing lately is in preparation for a show at this gallery space. It's a big space, and my little 11 by 14s would sort of disappear. So I knew I had to create some larger work. The challenge here is not to recreate this painting exactly brushstroke for brushstroke, shape for shape, just on a larger scale, but let it be a large painting that shares the same subject matter and some of the same design, but again, it has its own personality. Yeah, the show has definitely been the catalyst for the direction I'm going in with sort of reinterpreting older work. It was good experiences painting those paintings, which is maybe why I want to revisit them. Every painting that I've sort of enlarged was a painting that I can remember the day. You know, how hot it was or how cold it was. So yeah, I think that's actually kind of interesting, is that I'm reworking these paintings that I have these vivid memories of. I think in the end, no matter what your influences are or who you study with or how you think you're going to paint, I think we all end up painting who we are.